We are joined now from the National Weather Service over in Tijen, where my broadcast colleague Nick Delgado is standing by. Nick, what can you tell us about this historic event?
The Jace, well, excitement literally in the air with this anticipated launch happening, a historic one happening here tonight, and the excitement we're hearing coming from local meteorologists here at the Guam National Weather Service, Mike Ziobro, who shared and recalled the story from the initial Apollo launch and the moon landing that happened back in 1969. Then he was only a 10-year-old boy living in Massachusetts, sitting in his family room of his home and recalling what that moment was like for him as a child and just being fascinated and in amazement of that situation happening there. Now he's here in charge of watching our skies and what happens with the weather here. So you can only imagine just how much more of excitement he had to share with us with the anticipated launch happening here later tonight. Now, he tells us that we're expecting some rain and some heavy clouds rolling in around the time that this launch is expected to happen. The Artemis is expected to go off from the Kennedy Space Center. So about 10:30 local time, but with that rain and with the heavy clouds, we may not be able to see anything at all from our vantage point, but he is hopeful that we're able to see at least some sign of the launch. Of course, you can see many of what's happening, the situation unfolding on all the streaming platforms and online. We'll, of course, bring you that update as well on our social media platforms. But interesting to note, Jace, is that when the initial launch happened back in 1969, Guam, of course, was only celebrating its 24 years, only a quarter of a century of being liberated from Japanese occupation, and that was around that was during the initial launch again back in 1969. As for the name Artemis that you saw from our CBS affiliates there, that is a gender neutral name of Greek origin that means twin of Apollo. So you could see the connection there from the initial launch and how this came to fruition. But again, 10:30 tonight is the expected local time of when the launch is going to go down. If all goes well, then we could see things as expected moving forward. All you have to do is look up. Jace, back to you.